To discuss this, bring in former Los Angeles Police Department Detective Supervisor Henderson Coop Cooper. He's also a former CI officer, and he joins us from Los Angeles. Coop, first of all, what was your reaction when you heard of another shooting, this time near Los Angeles?
Well, it was absolutely shocking and terrifying in many respects. That area is an upscale middle class and upper middle class area, and a very quiet community that you certainly wouldn't expect street violence or select violence like this. It's amazing, terrifying.
How do you assess the police response from what we know?
Well, I believe that it was outstanding response. As I understand it, there were off-duty officers inside the place, which is not relative to police response, but there was security and there were off-duty officers inside the place, and that the police did get there as quick as they could, even to the point where a sergeant, along with a sergeant from Ventura County Sheriff's, along with some CHP officers who typically don't work together on a day-to-day basis, were there, responded, and went in immediately to stop the killing.
Coop, it used to be the police tactic that you wait for SWAT teams or for more support and then people go in mass. It sounds like the tactics have changed now, where literally the first officer on the scene or the first two, they rush in and try to confront the shooter.
Yeah, the active shooter scenario came up after Columbine, and what we found was that the time we typically do things from a tactical standpoint. We plan, we plot, and then we execute. The new norm is that immediately upon understanding that there is an active shooting event going on, meaning people are potentially being killed, officers are expected to immediately go inside. That might mean one officer, though that is not necessarily advisable, but at least a group of officers going in and trying to identify where the shooter is and stopping the killing.
And Coop, when we read into the perpetrator's profile and we try to look for red flags, the mental health issue clearly stands out. How unusual is it for a military veteran to carry out a mass shooting?
Well, I think the added fact that it was a military veteran takes it into a different area. And I think we probably need to look at all of these areas a lot more closely. We do have the mental health issue, that there are lots of people on the streets who have mental health issues that may cause them to do things or act out. Separately, because of the military, because we've come from multiple war fronts, we have a lot of people who've come back with injured minds, injured brains, injured bodies, and we don't know where they are. And unfortunately, there isn't a psychological assessment done of them when they do separate from the military.
Henderson Cooper, former LAPD Detective Supervisor, also former CI officer. And Coop, thanks for doing this.
My pleasure. Sad day.
Yeah.